So how does the government, say, of California justify these mandates when they're saying something like by 2035, all combustion vehicles must stop being sold in the state of California?
Well, let's put the ideology to the side, because I'm not even going to try to explain that. I will give a little bit of defense for California, though, because I do consider myself a green. I just think of myself as a green who can do math, so I don't get invited to any of the parties. California's state legislature gives a lot of authority to their state bureaucracy. So the bureaucracy will set the goalpost. No ICEs by 2035. Knowing that the technology doesn't exist, knowing that the supply chains don't exist, but they will set the goalposts. If we get closer to that date, say 2027, and it's apparent that the technology is not proceeding at a pace that will allow that target to be reached, they have the authority already to move the goalposts. And they do this on clean air issues, they do this on toxicity, they've done it on nuclear power, they undoubtedly will end up doing it on EVs.
So do you think it's one of those things where there's a bunch of green people who don't do the math?
Oh yeah.
And it just sounds great. It falls in line with the progressive ideology. We need to, carbon neutral, we can do this, everyone go electric.
Yeah, and there is a fascinating discussion happening in the environmental community right now because they're being confronted with reality. So California and Germany have very similar green tech policies, but the Germans have spent 3 times as much as California, but are only getting about 1/5 as much power. Because I don't know if you've ever been to Germany, but the sun doesn't shine in Germany. And now with the Russians on the warpath and their clean-ish energy from natural gas going away, they're going back to lignite coal in force. It was already their number 1 source of power. Germany, the idea that Germany is green is ridiculous because they rely on really, really dirty coal now, especially so. But there's now a conversation going on between the German environmentalists and the Californian environmentalists about why California, in relative terms, is doing so well at this, while Germany is not. And the answer is simple geography, but that's never been part of the conversation in the environmental community before. Now it is. They should have had this conversation 15, 20 years ago, but they're having it now. And as soon as they come to the conclusion, unwillingly, but they'll get there, that we have to choose where we put our copper and our lithium and our nickel, EVs are not going to make the cut at all.
Where will the copper and the nickel and where will all that go?
It'll be focused on the green techs that actually work in the geographic areas where it can be applied. So you put solar panels outside of Tucson, you put wind turbines outside of Tulsa. That works with the technology we have now. You do not put solar panels in Connecticut. That's stupid. That actually increases your carbon footprint.
Because there's no sun.
There's not enough sun to generate enough electricity to pay down the carbon debt that it took to build the stuff in the first place.
There's an ideology in this country that is, we must act against climate change or we will die. And there's a lot of people that haven't done the research and haven't really looked into this and really don't know what the numbers are. And they repeat that over and over again, like it's a mantra.
It's become a new religion.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a green, so I broadly believe in the science.
When you say you're a green, what do you mean by that?
Well, I believe that climate change is real, and I believe it's caused by human action, and I believe there are things
Some of it, right?
The bulk of it.
The bulk?
Oh, yeah.
The bulk of climate change you think is caused by humans?
Yeah, no, I mean, the science of it was settled in the 1890s. It's not particularly crazy. Different gases have different albedos and absorption rates.